Hi, my name is Catherine McGill. I'm going to be discussing my capstone poster. So my capstone project was a 6-week group for high school students or adolescents for self-esteem. So I just provided them with a CBT intervention to help them better, to hopefully help them better their self-esteem and how they thought about themselves, changing the negative thoughts into positive thoughts. So in my abstract, I just discuss how self-esteem can affect more than how you think about yourself. It can also affect how how you expect to be treated by others. How it can affect your schoolwork. It can affect your behavior. If nobody has self-worth, they're just going to think they're not worthy of anything. So that's pretty much what the abstract discusses, just to show how self-esteem can affect more than just how you view yourself. So the keywords in my abstract are adolescence, self-esteem, developmental challenges, behavioral problems, and poor school performance. So as you see, self-esteem isn't just, oh, I feel ugly. It's a lot deeper, and it can affect you in many ways. And same thing with my introduction. It just pretty much talks about how people who don't get help with their self-esteem can become anxiety. They can get depression. It can really affect your mental health. So and it just shows, my introduction just shows how self-esteem can help students think better about themselves and make better choices. So that's pretty much what my introduction is, just to introduce you to what I was planning on accomplishing while I was doing this project, because self-esteem is just such a big thing with high school students, with adolescents, period. And so I just wanted to show that in my abstract and introduction, how it can affect more than just, oh, I feel ugly or I feel fat. It affects a lot more than that. So moving on. The next is methods. So my sample consisted of 4 girls, so they were all female. And during the intervention, I had 75% Hispanic and 25% African American, and 50% were in 11th grade, 25% were in 10th grade, and 25% were, in 10th grade, and 25% were in 12th grade. So I tried to get a range of students. I didn't want students who were all in the same class or they knew each other. I tried to find students who didn't know each other. So, we don't have cohesion. I wanted the whole group to just come together. And luckily I was able to do that. And I got students from every grade except for 9th. But, I wanted a diverse, and I wanted them to not be friends. So that way they could learn to be friends and find support from their peers. So the instrument I used to conduct my research was the Rosenberg Self-Esteem Scale. It had 10 questions scaling from 1 to 4. 1 I strongly agree or strongly disagree, 1 or 4 I strongly agree. So I provided that with them. I gave them a pre-test and a post-test. So I gave them the pre-test at the first session, and then I gave them a test at the last session. And then I conducted I evaluated the results. And so I did this once a week. We met every Wednesday at 10 a.m. And every week I had a different activity. I had, for example, I had a board game. It was called the U game, and you went around and you just discussed what you like about yourself once you hit those spaces. And nobody was a winner or a loser. It made you think about yourself. And another week I did an activity where they wrote their names down, and then I mixed them all up, and then that person went and they said 2 nice things about each of the other students. And it wasn't just, oh, you're pretty. It was more of a, in depth. It was more about their character. I wanted them to discuss that. So that really opened them up. And that was the second week that I did the group, and they became really close after that and were able to share with each other. And it was just amazing to see the switch in them, after that activity. And so my results, so I did a table, a pre and post test questionnaire, mean and differences. So I calculated each 10 question from what they answered at the beginning to what they answered at the end. And my results were that, it did help. My group did help them to think better. I know there are limitations to this because they could have just been having a bad day or whatnot. So but from what I calculated, I was able to help them, I think, with their self-esteem. So, yeah. And so on a conclusion, This was a great project. I had a lot of fun doing it. I really connected with the students that I was with. They really connected. I saw them open up. I saw them blossom. I know it was only 6 weeks, but they really did take to this. And so I really hope that, in the future, a future intern can use this intervention in this group, because it really did help. And it was a lot of fun, and the students were so open and so amazing. So yeah, so that's all. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.